welcome back, friends, to a beautiful day on the homestead. Mrs. W and I were having coffee this morning by the wood stove, and we had the window open for the first time, and we heard the birds. First time I heard the birds, they've been gone all winter, and they're all starting to come back in, and the snow is melting. So the Sweet Loaf is absolutely beside herself because she loves birds more than anything. You may not know this, but that is her thing right now. All we hear all day long is her pointing out the window, birdie, birdie, birdie. So I am going to today make her her own bird. Hot stuff, you must be talking to me. How was your ski? And the loaf liked it?
These clothes you gave me don't fit right. The belt is loose and the noose is tight. I'm drunk out looking for a fight. I'm soft and heavy as the night. I'm soft and heavy as the night.
Finished birdie here. Put a little bend in it there. I saw these somewhere. Maybe it's in a gift shop or someplace, or maybe online. A little bend in there that we can put some screws in. We can put this out in a garden. So let's blacken it and put a wax coating on it. It'll stay outside, so it'll rust. But that'll just look. That's the way it's supposed to be. It'll just look nicer that way. But boy, the old hand wasn't as steady as I would have liked to freehanding that stuff there. That was a little bit crude, but I think for all intents and purpose, you can tell what it is, right? We got a good hot fire going here in the forge. I'm going to put it in here, not very long, not enough to warp it or distort it, but just enough. We want to blacken it enough to put our wax on there with that thin sheet metal. Don't suspect it'll take too long.
Well, leave me in the cold. Just wait until the snow covers me up so I cannot move. So I'm just in bed in the frost and leave me in the rain. I'll wait until my clothes come to my frame.
Now it's blackened. Looks a lot nicer. We'll just melt a little wax on there. It's not going to prevent it from rusting forever, but it will it'll just give it a nice, just give it that nice look. I like to put that wax on when it's just too hot to hold on to, or it burns your hands through your gloves. Oh, there I am making a wax mess on my anvil again. When I set out to make these this morning, I wasn't really anticipating it taking so long. I thought, I'll go whip out a dozen of those or so, and we'll make some different birds and squirrels, and we'll kind of copy the local animals around here and put them up around the forest and in the garden for the Sweetloaf to find as she was growing up. It's kind of like what we did with Jack. He always helped me with the bridges and to name the bridges. But it took a little longer than I thought. I definitely had a couple hours into it, and it didn't quite turn out as, I got a little goober on there from the fire, I think. It didn't quite turn out as nice as it could have there. That freehand cut's a little tricky. I think next time I build myself a little jig, and then I would have a little more, I wanted that to be kind of an arch to represent the wing under there too. That freehand is pretty crude. And I don't really have a file small enough to get in there and even that out. I got some of it, but it turned out pretty good. It'll sit up somewhere, but it'll be interesting. I wonder how long that'll last. How sheet metal protected with beeswax will last in the environment. But we'll see. All right, we'll set this aside here, and Sweetloaf, when she wakes up, I'll show her, and we'll actually let's go find some nice screws. How about these beauties? solid bronze screws. Oh my goodness, that's good stuff. I found those and I leapt for joy that I found a pair of them. Aren't those beautiful? I was just going to hit them with a brass brush really quick. Look at that. You can see the machining marks inside. These are nice. Very nice. But look how well, if you've ever used slotted screws, you know everyone curses them because they're so miserable. But I've used these before, and look how tight how that fits together when they're done properly. This is the way they used to grind screwdrivers. This is a carpenter screwdriver made in England. This is a footprint, but they're similar to the way they do gunsmithing screws. Where you use a lot of those straight cuts. But even with the soft metal, when you have the right screwdriver and the right screw, they don't. I've never had one strip before. How gorgeous is that? Man, that bronze or brass on that blackened metal is so pretty. Boy, they complement each other just so well. They just look like they belong together. I didn't make the hole quite big enough on this guy, so I'll just take a file and just clean that out there, but that will go in there. That is gorgeous. Sweet loaf, I made something for you.
Birdie.
What is that?
Birdie.
Is it a birdie?
Birdie.
It's a birdie. Yeah, isn't that? Let's keep that one out of the mouth.
So I cannot. So I'm just a bad. Leave me alone. Wait until my clothes cling to my frame. Wipe away your tear stains. I thought you said you didn't feel pain.
Hi, Stella.
Hi, baby.